162, Ocean 294, stand by for assignment. Ocean 162, Ocean 294, we have a report of two vehicle MVA involving a maroon sedan and a maroon SUV, one complaint of injuries. Engine 1, Rescue 1, Squad 1, stand by for assignment. Engine 1, Rescue 1, Squad 1, we have a report of two vehicle MVA, PD's coming on scene, one complaint of injuries and a possible entrapment.
Okay, so you hear our police cars are responding code 3, that means lights and sirens. First thing that they're looking for when they get there is to immediately assess what they have. They want to block roadways, they want to make sure that we don't injure anyone else, and they're going to start to immediately assess injuries. You heard that the fire department is also getting started, so Engine 1, Rescue 1, and Squad 1, and they're now coming on route as well. We will start to give them patient reports as we can, and then start also determining, while we're here, kind of what caused the crash. There's a lot of moving parts. We're checking injuries, blocking roadways to protect the passerbys and onlookers and the people involved in the crash, as well as assessing injuries and trying to give that information to the fire department.
As the fire crews show up, they're going to be kind of assessing the scene. They park their vehicles. They're large vehicles filled up with water, so it protects all of the responders that are working the crash scene. And then they're also assessing, do we need to call for life flight? Do we need to have life flight on standby? How long is it's going to take for us to get the people out of the vehicles?
So as you can see, it's really a coordinated response. It starts with that call coming in, our emergency communications center, and making sure that they're getting all the information they can from the callers and providing that information, determining what level of service and response that we need. And then once on scene, the coordination between police, fire, and EMS. In Broken Arrow, your fire department does run your paramedic units. And so when we say EMS, that is just another portion of the Broken Arrow Fire Department. But again, as our police officers are starting to work and figure out best as they can what happened, the fire department is also trying to assess what they have, and they start reacting to the tools and equipment they have. So you see Rescue 1 is there as well, and they'll start to kind of put that demonstration. You guys that are in the bleachers or maybe blocked from that, you're more than welcome to get up and start moving around to get a better view so you can see everything.
So you can see the people in the engine, they pulled a hose line just in case fire breaks out. We want to have water ready, protect the occupants while we try to get the vehicle cut open. We have all of our staff are at least EMT trained. About 78% of our personnel are paramedics, which is the highest licensure of EMS. Means we can do IVs, we can start airways, give medications, do a lot of important procedures that can really save lives. So we're going to start assessing the patients, prioritizing them. Do they need to go to the hospital immediately? Do we have a little bit of time to wait? We're always going to want to take the most critical patients first. That way we can get them into surgical rooms if they need that type of treatment.
So one thing I do want to point out, you see all of the responders out there are wearing reflective vests. Even in the daytime, it's extremely important. So one of the most hazardous things all of our responders do is work these types of incidents on high-speed roadways, really any kind of roadway. You guys may have seen or get frustrated sometimes when a road may be blocked or temporarily shut down while we're assessing and working one of these incidents. But one of the most dangerous things, like I said, that can happen for our responders is working these types of things in the roadway. A lot of people get in a hurry, they only know one way to go, and they get frustrated, and they try to go around the blocking engines, and so there's a lot of cases where responders are hit on the side of the road trying to work these scenes, and they're just, as fire department's working with the patient and we're assessing the driver, then you know, they're susceptible to somebody coming right through them. So one thing that I'll point out, and I'll let Fire talk about how they're dismantling this car, but you see we're doing standardized field sobriety testing over there. So we do have cases where people that caused the crash are impaired, and so that's what we're assessing right now through standardized field sobriety tests, or SFSTs. The horizontal gaze nystagmus is the first test, just checking the jerkiness of the eyes. Things that involve alcohol and some other drugs can cause a reaction in the eyes that we're looking for. So we have the officers that are assessing that right now. At the same time that the fire departments continue to work vigorously to get access to the patient and start to get them out of the car.
So sometimes the vehicles are so damaged that doors won't open, we can't get the victims out any other way. So that's when we use our hydraulic spreaders or our electric spreaders. They can put thousands of pounds of pressure to open things that we can't do manually with tools. Commonly known as the jaws of life. We can find an area to get those put in, and we can literally disassemble an entire car pretty quick with the tools that we carry. Normally when the victim's inside the vehicle, we'll cover them with a sheet or a blanket. A lot of times one of our personnel will be inside the vehicle with them, starting IVs, getting treatment started, while the vehicle is actually being removed from around the patient. So if it is a traumatic injury, we don't want to move them too much. So that way we're not taking them out of the vehicle, but a lot of times we are removing the vehicle from them. And that's kind of the art of extrication.
Yeah, and as I've watched them work on literally probably thousands of these types of things over the course of my career, everything is very coordinated, and they can stabilize the patient inside the vehicle while they are working to get better access to them. And at the same time, again, now you see our driver of the other vehicle has done the walk and turn, which is kind of the heel to toe test. You guys may have seen that if you've watched episodes of police shows or something like that. But so we're doing that right there. And again, this is sped up a little bit for you all, but all these things are happening really at the same time on one of these crash scenes, especially if we have an impaired driver or something. An impairment can be something, not just alcohol, right? It can be any kind of impairing substance. It can be prescription medications. It can be any kind of illicit drug or alcohol. And all these tests are going to help us determine if the driver is too impaired to operate a vehicle safely, and if that contributed to the cause of the crash.